Lily was truly a hidden prodigy. When I, the long-lost biological daughter, was finally brought back home, the university entrance exam was fast approaching. On the day of the exam, I was the first candidate to finish and leave the room. When a reporter asked me about the paper, I frankly stated that the exam was incredibly easy. The reporter exclaimed in surprise, "Could this be Serene Shen, the genius of the Shen family?" Just then, Serene Shen, the adopted daughter, also emerged from the exam hall. Her parents and brother immediately swarmed around her, asserting that she was the truly brilliant one. Serene Shen outwardly defended me, but her words were laced with mockery. "Sister, it's all right if you didn't do well, but please don't lie. I know your scores will barely get you into a vocational college. You can always retake the exam, you know?" My parents and brother also looked annoyed, as if I had done something utterly shameful. I simply crossed my arms and smiled confidently. For all subjects in the university entrance exam, I was the earliest to finish. Moreover, during the final exam session, I confidently declared that getting into Tsinghua or Peking University was a sure thing, causing the live stream room to explode with comments. My mother even fumed, "We don't have a daughter who is so arrogant," my father announced. "If she actually gets into Tsinghua or Peking, I'll hand over all my assets to her." Viewers on the live stream quickly searched for information about my past academic achievements and commented wildly. "If she gets into Tsinghua or Peking, no, just any university, I'll live stream myself eating my words." I looked at my father and shook my head. "Dad, I don't need your assets." The moment I finished speaking, my parents' faces darkened further. My brother's face went completely pale. "That Jiang girl, I think you've gone mad. We need to send you to a mental hospital right away." My mother stood beside him, her expression filled with disdain. "I don't know what spell or trick you used on Grandma, making her insist on bringing you back. Now the entire Shen family's reputation is ruined because of you. If it weren't for the DNA test, I honestly wouldn't believe you're my biological daughter." Immediately, her gaze shifted to Serene Shen, becoming significantly softer. Our Serene is still the understanding and generous one, not doing ridiculous things just to grab attention. Serene Shen quickly interjected, "Sister, are you really so desperate for money that you're resorting to scandalous tactics to gain fame, then using live streams to sell things and profit? If you're truly in need, just tell our parents. They wouldn't withhold a single penny from you. Acting so ridiculously and shamelessly makes outsiders think our parents are abusing you." In the live stream room, comments flooded in. "This is the real academic prodigy, so confident and relaxed. What's this girl's name again? Jiang Worthless Girl. Who names their daughter that these days? I heard that Jiang Worthless Girl is actually the Shen family's real heiress, swapped at birth, and only recently brought back. But look at her demeanor, it's completely ruined. Just looking at her face, I hate her already. Whoever gave her that name truly has a brain." I ignored the venomous remarks in the live stream room and calmly said, "I hope everyone here will be my witness. After the exam results are out, I expect my parents to keep their promises, and all of you watching this live stream too." Immediately, a flurry of other comments appeared. "I think she's truly lost her mind." On the day the university exam results were announced, the reporter who had previously interviewed me sought me out again. Thanks to me, he had suddenly become famous. He didn't want to miss the opportunity to gain huge views from me. Fearing I wouldn't be as audacious as I was during the 2 exam days, he secretly contacted me. He told me I absolutely had to maintain the same image, even offering to share his earnings with me. Not just him, many multinational corporations also contacted me, promising to build a positive image for me. They just needed me to live stream once the scores were out and claim I was the top scorer. No one believed a word I said. While waiting for the results, reporters interviewed my parents, asking why I acted so excessively. My mother forced out a few tears. "Today, after she faces the truth, we will send her to a mental hospital. After all, she is my daughter." My father draped his arm around my mother, said a few words, then quickly switched to promoting the company's new product. I stood by, coldly observing everything. If they had truly seen me as their daughter, they wouldn't have waited until just before the university exam to bring me back. 10 minutes before the results were released, they staged a theatrical display of pity for me. My father urged, "Worthless girl, apologize right now on live broadcast. It's still not too late. Just say you have mental issues and it'll all be over." My mother added, "Daughter, must you absolutely humiliate the Shen family to your satisfaction? You truly are a jinx. I wish I had never given birth to you." My brother, Marcus, was annoyed. Must you cause trouble today? Is it because we've been too good to you? I asked back in surprise. Good to me? Just talk. I haven't felt it at all. Good means leaving me in a storage room, not giving me a single penny for pocket money, no car to school, forcing me to walk 10 kilometers, and letting me get bullied without caring. Awkwardness and embarrassment flickered across their faces, because ever since they brought me back, they had completely ignored me. The servants also followed their lead. As long as the family didn't speak up, the servants wouldn't pay any attention to me. At this moment, Serene Shen, eyes red-rimmed, said, "Jiang, worthless girl, don't blame our parents. After the results, I'll give them back to you. I'll leave the Shen family." The live stream surged again. Miss Jiang lived so miserably. The Shen family's treatment is truly outrageous. HMPH, she deserves to live like that. If I had a daughter like her, I wouldn't even acknowledge her. My parents and brother rushed to comfort Serene Shen. Serene, don't apologize to her, she's not worthy. If you leave the Shen family, it would be like taking our lives. Serene, bloodline isn't important to me. I only acknowledge you as my sister. I scoffed. You all open your mouths and call me worthless girl. That name originally belonged to Serene Shen, given to her by her own asterisk biological parents. Immediately, angry, resentful glances from my parents and brother were directed entirely at me. Serene Shen's eyes welled up with tears. "Worth'll know, sister, I know you're unhappy with me." I lost all patience and cut her off. "Serene Shen, let's make a bet. If your exam results are lower than mine, you'll change your name to Worthless Girl. If my results are lower than yours, I'll leave the Shen family." The moment I finished speaking, someone cheered, "It's time." Serene Shen glanced at me, a hint of triumph unconcealed in her eyes. "Sister, to spare our parents further heartache, I agree to this bet." Everyone gathered around Serene Shen, eagerly awaiting her to check her scores. Viewers on the live stream also fell silent, no longer typing comments, anxiously awaiting the results. However, Serene Shen's scores didn't appear for a long time. Suddenly, the entire villa plunged into darkness, with only the light emanating from her computer screen. "A power outage? No wonder the internet is like this." My brother's irritated voice rang out. "What's going on? Why did the power go out? Go check it immediately." In the darkness, someone muttered, "The Shen family villa has never had a power outage before. Could it be because of asterisk that?" "That's right, if you're scared, don't talk big." I smirked. "I told you before that the electrical system had issues, but no one believed me. Now you're blaming me." Soon after, someone reported, "Sir, madam, there's a slight issue with the power lines." My brother yelled, "Fix it then. When will it be done?" The person stammered, About 5 minutes." My brother gritted his teeth, "I'll give you 3 minutes." In the darkness, annoyed glances turned towards me. "Jiang, worthless girl, must you cause so much trouble? Are you so starved for affection that you resort to such methods to gain attention?" I shot a glance. "It's obvious you can just use your phones to check the results immediately. You're the ones insisting on using the computer. It's so you'll admit defeat, and so the live stream viewers won't think the entire Shen family is as shameless as you. What are you barking about without any evidence?" I replied, bored. My brother was about to say more when the lights flickered back on. Serene Shen's web page was still loading. The scores were there. Literature 121, Math 104, English 130, Physics 79, Chemistry 80, Biology 83. Total score, 597. Those who hadn't seen it yet all cried out in surprise. Because she had always been portrayed as a genius, why were her scores so low? "That's not Miss Shen's score, it's the score of the person currently live streaming." "I misread a comment, that's all." The reporter quickly apologized. "Sorry, I'm just used to reading comments aloud, so I misread it." Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. At this moment, Serene Shen's hand holding the mouse began to tremble. Immediately after, her web page finished loading. All eyes were glued to the screen. "The scores are here. This time, it's the asterisk real asterisk Miss Shen's score." I thought to myself, is that all? I thought it wouldn't even load. Someone read aloud, Literature 132, Math 140, English 141, Physics 80, Chemistry 85, Biology 86. Total score, 664. Immediately, Serene Shen's face darkened. She frantically refreshed the webpage, unwilling to believe the results. The Shen family initially showed a mix of belief and disbelief but quickly composed themselves, rushing to comfort her. "Serene, you've done so well. We heard this year's exam was incredibly difficult." My brother immediately vented his anger on me. "If it weren't for you coming back here, Serene wouldn't have been distracted and failed the exam." The live stream community also began to grow suspicious. Didn't they say she was the Shen family's genius? This score is high for me, but it's not exactly genius level, is it? If she's like this, Jiang, worthless girl, must be even worse. Serene Shen looked up, her red-rimmed eyes wet with tears. Mom, Dad, brother, Serene isn't capable enough and has disappointed everyone. I will pack my things and leave home. The moment she finished speaking, a clear tear rolled down her cheek, evoking pity from everyone. My father soothed her. What are you saying? Even if you scored 0, you're still the Shen family's daughter. You've done exceptionally well. Getting into a top university is entirely possible. It's my fault for bringing Jiang, worthless girl, back and distracting you. How about this? I'll buy you the island you like so you can take your friends for a relaxing vacation. My mother also chimed in. Serene, I've already ordered a diamond jewelry set worth 20 billion for you. They'll deliver it soon. My brother wouldn't be outdone. Serene, I'll give you a villa and a supercar. Don't be sad anymore, okay? Fortunately, since childhood, I had been accustomed to the Jiang family's favoritism, so at this moment, my only emotion was a detached indifference. My father looked at me as if I were a disaster, frowning. Before you came back, Serene always scored 700 points. I smirked. That's because she was fundamentally stupid. You, my father trembled with rage. Even at this point, you show no remorse. I will not allow you to continue ruining this family. You have none of the Shen family's qualities. From today onwards, I'm kicking you out, I calmly replied. What's the hurry? I haven't even checked my score yet. Everyone seized the opportunity to mock. The exam was so hard. Even Miss Shen didn't do that well, so that Miss Jiang must be even more pathetic. My brother snorted coldly. Then hurry up and check your score, I sneered. Serene Shen is already secretly checking my information. Serene Shen's expression changed, and she quickly defended herself. I just wanted to know your score so I could help you figure out which universities you might get into. I replied without hesitation, so concerned that you even memorized my exam ID number, huh? She was speechless. Immediately, loud laughter erupted. 0 points? Who scores 0? Even if you threw the exam paper on the ground and stomped on it a few times, it wouldn't be that bad. A triumphant smile flickered across Serene Shen's face. She glanced at the computer screen to confirm, then raised her head, her eyes full of provocation as she looked at me. Sister, if you scored 200 or 300 points, Mom and Dad could still use money to get you into a university. But you scored 0. Even if they wanted to spend money, no school would accept you. It was a pity she hadn't looked carefully. My parents' faces became extremely displeased. They angrily chastised her. Useless girl. My brother looked at me with cold eyes, as if a burden had been lifted. Take her to the mental hospital quickly. In the live stream room, comments surged as if watching a great drama. It's like a farce finally coming to an end. I suddenly understood. So Marcus Shen had never even made it into the top 50. My father completely agreed with my brother, coldly stating, yes, take her to the mental hospital. Only release her when she's cured. The moment he finished speaking, someone immediately stood beside me, preparing to take me away. I frowned and spoke up. Don't you all know that the scores for the top 50 are hidden? Everyone paused for a moment, then the room erupted in loud laughter. Top 50? Her? A person who scored 0 dares to claim top 50. Young master is right, she's really crazy. Only my parents and brother's faces turned grim. Serene Shen's eyes, which had always held hostility since I returned to the Shen family, now showed a hint of pity, but mostly the arrogant gaze of a victor. She also believed I had mental issues, even kindly comforting my parents and brother. Mom, Dad, brother, perhaps sister really does have psychological problems. Later, when she's recovering, I'll be even more filial to you both in her place. My father seemed to reach his limit, shouting, take that Jiang creature to the mental hospital right now. Who dares touch her? Everyone's gaze immediately turned to the source of the voice. The moment I heard that voice, my eyes welled up. I had never felt so wronged before, but at this moment my throat choked up. That feeling swelled more and more. Mom, you're back. My father's voice clearly showed horror. My mother and brother were also stunned at first, but quickly regained their composure, giving Serene Shen an approving look. My mother spoke up. Mom, I would have had someone inform you of Serene's scores. Why did you have to come in person? But luckily, she didn't disappoint us. Serene Shen was slightly surprised, but quickly broke into a bright smile. Grandma, I just checked my scores and got 664 points. Her voice held a hint of self-satisfaction. Grandma swept her gaze over everyone with cold eyes. She sat on the sofa and motioned for me to come closer. I rushed to her side. Who did you say you wanted to send to a mental hospital? Her voice rang out, radiating authority without needing to express anger. My parents were flustered. Mom, this Jiang girl not only performed poorly on the exam but also tells nothing but lies. We suspect she has mental issues, which is why we plan to take her for an examination. Jiang girl, Grandma repeated, looking directly at my father. My father's mouth fell open. Only then did he realize what he had just said. He was speechless, sweat beading on his forehead. My brother quickly stepped forward, feigning indignation. Grandma, it's not that Dad didn't want to change Sister Jiang's name, but because the graduation exams are approaching, and we've been busy worrying about Serene, so we haven't had time to change it yet. My parents quickly agreed. Yes, that's right. Grandma looked at Serene Shen, then at my parents, her eyes filled with disappointment. She took my hand, and I subtly shook my head, signaling that I was okay. Before, only my homeroom teacher cared about me. Now, with Grandma, it truly felt like a stroke of luck. Excuse me, is this the Shen family residence? A few people entered and asked. After receiving confirmation, they immediately turned their gaze towards my parents and loudly declared, "Congratulations, your daughter has become the top scorer in the entire province." Then they quickly introduced themselves. "Hello, esteemed parents, we are professors from Tsinghua University. Your daughter absolutely must attend our university. We guarantee she'll be able to choose her desired major, receive generous scholarships, and even additional rewards." Another teacher hastily cut in, "We are from Peking University. Our benefits are even more attractive than theirs." The university professors, who were usually polite and refined, were now bickering like vendors in a marketplace. My parents, brother, and Serene Shen initially didn't understand the full situation. A moment later, they looked at each other in confusion, interrupting the professors. "Did you say our daughter is the top scorer in the entire province?" The professors nodded repeatedly, simultaneously glancing at their colleagues, offering even more tempting conditions. My parents and brother stared intently at Serene Shen for a long time before exclaiming, "Serene, you're the top scorer in the entire province." Serene Shen was slightly flustered but quickly forced a smile. It must be because this year's exam was just too difficult. My mother was so moved that tears welled up. She mumbled, "I knew it. My daughter is the best." But the professors, who had been fiercely competing, suddenly fell silent. "Esteemed parents, what is your daughter's name?" My mother hastily replied, "Serene Shen." The professors looked doubtful, scratching their heads in confusion. "But the top scorer's name isn't Serene Shen." In an instant, Serene Shen's face turned ashen. My parents couldn't believe their ears. "Are you joking, Professor? Serene has always been a genius. Besides her, who else could possibly achieve the top score? Could it be that useless girl who scored 0, Iris Jiang?" The professor's eyes suddenly lit up. Yes, the top scorer's name is Iris Jiang, but you seem to be an intellectual family. Why would you give her such an unpleasant name?" Serene Shen shrieked, her face contorted. "Impossible. How could that hussy possibly be the top scorer? She clearly scored 0. At this moment, the number of live stream viewers exceeded 10 million. Frenzied comments continuously appeared. "The tables have turned. Is Iris Jiang really the top scorer in the entire province? Didn't she get 0 points? Hey up there. The top 50 scores are initially hidden, which is why it showed as 0. I, who had been silent until now, smiled faintly. "Serene Shen, don't tell me you didn't know the top 50 scores are hidden. Oh, right, you've never reached that level, so it's understandable that you wouldn't know." The professors again crowded around me, increasing their preferential offers. I decided that was enough, chose Tsinghua's conditions, and clearly stated my requirements. Afterward, I politely declined invitations from other universities. "I'm still busy with family matters, my apologies, professors." Before leaving, the professors still looked regretful. "Miss Jiang, don't rush, we'll wait for you." After seeing off the professors, the Shen family looked at me with a mix of emotions. Serene Shen screamed again, "I don't believe that lowly girl became the top scorer. She must have cheated." My parents seized on the excuse, their eyes filled with disappointment. "We'd rather you failed than accept cheating. You're disgracing the entire Shen family, do you know that? What a misfortune for our family." My father looked at Grandma, shaking his head wearily. "Mom, look at this kind of daughter." "Why did you bring her back?" Grandma calmly replied. "HMPH, in your eyes, do I even matter anymore? When you found out Serene wasn't your biological daughter, and found your own granddaughter was her asterisk, the first thing you did wasn't to pity her for suffering for so many years, but to despise her for her poor studies. What kind of parents are you? My father's face flushed with embarrassment. As long as I could remember, no one in the Jiang family had ever shown me affection. They even gave me the name worthless girl. My only purpose was to grow up and be married off to Daniel Jiang, the eldest son of the Jiang family, in exchange for a hefty dowry. The first time I learned to hide my talent was when I scored full marks on my first grade final exam. I thought I would receive a smile from my parents. But Daniel Jiang's combined scores for literature and math didn't even reach double digits. I was beaten within an inch of my life. My foster mother beat me while cursing. "A child like you thinks she can study? Today I'll beat you to death." She wouldn't allow me to be better than her son. From then on, I deliberately underperformed in every exam. Later, I found pleasure in controlling my scores, so everyone thought I was hopelessly stupid. By the time of the high school entrance exam, my homeroom teacher found me and said, "You're actually very smart. I hope you'll try hard." For the first time, I begged her for help, explaining that even if I passed, my family wouldn't let me continue my studies. She used her connections, even getting Daniel Jiang into a prestigious school on the condition that I also got in. Only then did the Jiang family reluctantly allow me to attend school. But I knew that to survive, I still had to continue hiding my abilities. I knew I was the Shen family's biological daughter because they had secretly come to school to see me. After hearing my homeroom teacher announce my poor academic performance, they quietly left. All hope in my heart vanished. I had no choice but to resign myself to fate and wait for the university exam to end so I could escape those awful people. Unexpectedly, with only 2 months left until the exam, the Shen family brought me back. The reason was that Grandma had dreamed of her lost biological granddaughter and decided to find and bring me back. Upon returning home, they showed no affection towards me. They only mentioned the upcoming university exam and wanted to focus all resources on Serene Shen. They casually placed me in a class and then ignored me. In the final mock exam before the actual one, I took the test seriously, and the results were terrible. This further convinced them that I was useless, showing no improvement even after changing schools. On the day of the university exam, they personally drove Serene Shen, while no one cared about me. They were already prejudiced against me and didn't believe I could achieve the top score. Only Grandma, when I returned, saw my frail appearance and heard my unpleasant name. She clasped my hand tightly, tears streaming down her face. She immediately ordered someone to investigate my life over the past years. She cherished every one of my exam papers like a treasure. That intelligent grandmother realized that I was deliberately holding back my scores. She immediately asked me to take a test, and the result was less than 50 points. She was still not satisfied and decided to invite a famous tutor to teach me, believing I could do even better. Grandma was so angry she trembled as she looked at my father. "I understand you've grown fond of Serene over the past 18 years, but my asterisk granddaughter is asterisk your asterisk biological daughter. Have you ever considered what kind of life she had to live after being swapped at birth? You even prioritized Serene's future, knowing full well that the Jiang family had committed crimes, yet you refused to pursue legal action against them. Guards, arrest them all." The moment she finished speaking, my foster parents and their eldest son, Daniel, were dragged into the living room. As soon as they entered, all three quickly knelt and kowtowed, begging for forgiveness. Under Grandma's stern gaze, they trembled as they recounted the years of cruel treatment they had inflicted upon me. "We sent our own daughter into the Shen family, intending to have the real heiress serve us, so we named the girl maidservant. When she was only 3, I made her cook and wash clothes. If she didn't do it perfectly, I wouldn't spare her. Every time I got drunk, I'd beat and kick her, as if unleashing all my frustrations on you wealthy people. The first time she ranked first in class, I was so jealous I nearly beat her to death, afraid she'd become too smart and leave. When her grades later dropped, I cursed her as trash, saying her previous success was just luck. The year she took the high school entrance exam, we planned to marry her off for a bride price, but her homeroom teacher promised to get our son into a good school on the condition that she also attended. I thought, endure for 3 more years, who knows, maybe she'll fetch a higher price later. So we let her continue school. Each cruel story, one after another, sliced into my heart like a knife. If it weren't for Grandma's warm hand resting on mine and her loving gaze, I might not have realized my palms were scratched and bleeding. The more my parents listened, the angrier they became, and when they looked at me, their eyes were filled with regret, remorse, and anguish. "Daughter, Mom didn't mean to," my mother choked out. I shook my head, cutting her off. "Mrs. Shen, when you first came for me, I was actually very happy." The rest of the words didn't need to be said to be understood. My mother froze, tears streaming down her face. No expectations meant no disappointment. I didn't need their affection, but everything that belonged to me I would reclaim. I looked at my father. "Mr. Shen, the bet you made when I took the university exam was witnessed by tens of thousands of people on the live stream. I hope you'll keep your word." The remorse in his eyes instantly turned cold. "You're still so young, yet you're already so calculating." I remained silent, simply turning to look at my brother. "Mr. Shen, from now on, we'll compete fairly." He frowned. "You're just a girl, what do you have to compete with me? So what if you suffered? It's not my parents' fault or mine. Don't play the victim to demand more and more." I scoffed. "Of course, it's because I'm smarter than you." Finally, I looked at Serene Shen. There was a time when I envied her. She could be stubborn and do as she pleased because she received complete love. "But you called me hussy how many times? Now that title should be returned to you." "No, I don't believe it." "I will definitely expose you for cheating on the university entrance exam." Serene Shen shrieked in despair, her elaborately styled hair now disheveled. "Feel free to accuse me," I said. I helped Grandma stand up. "Grandma, let's go home." The next day, I officially changed my name. My new name was Quinn Jiang. I took my grandmother's surname. In the past, my maternal grandfather was a matrilocal son-in-law, so his descendants carried the Jiang surname. But in my father's generation, he arbitrarily changed it to Shen, his own father's surname. I remember when I first came home, Grandma wasn't very close to me, but she secretly found tutors for me, teaching me knowledge I had never learned before. Fortunately, I had deliberately hidden my talents before, so after I returned, my parents still paid no attention to me. Serene Shen initially tried to compete for affection with me, but she quickly grew disheartened. After that, she stopped directly causing trouble and instead instigated her friends to bully me, even falsely accusing me of cheating on the exam. But then the Department of Education issued an official statement. I had not cheated. My scores were completely authentic. She remained despondent for a long time. My summer vacation was filled with a packed schedule, learning new things every day, even more exhausting than school. But wherever Grandma went, she proudly introduced me. "This is my biological granddaughter, Quinn Jiang." Gradually, the upper echelons of society all came to know this name. She reclaimed the shares in the company from my father and handed them all over to me. I accepted them without a hint of hesitation. One day, she asked me, "Now your father has been removed from the company, but your brother is still there. Aren't you afraid I favor sons over daughters?" I chuckled. "Grandma, talent is readily available. Why not utilize it? Although my brother favors Serene Shen and lacks patience, he does possess some business acumen. Keeping him in the company will make him more delusional about being the brilliant heir and will motivate him to work harder. If I let him go, he might become a formidable opponent later on." She patted my head, her eyes filled with tenderness. "You are like me in this respect, rational, knowing how to use people and understanding human nature. When I brought you back then, my heart ached so much. Your parents were blind, abandoning you, and it made me furious. But you are very strong, not arrogant, and not impulsive. I only wished for you to grow up quickly, fearing I wouldn't live to see that day." I quickly interrupted. "Grandma, don't say that. You have to live to be 100. Late that evening, as I arrived home after working late, I saw Mrs. Shen waiting at the gate. She was rubbing her legs, her eyes lit up when she saw me. She quickly brought a bowl of pork rib soup closer, her voice fawning. "My dear daughter, why are you home so late? You must be so tired, aren't you? I went to great lengths to cook this rib soup for you to nourish your body." I glanced down and saw her ankle was scratched from wearing high heels. I shook my head and said, "Mrs. Shen, I don't need it." Her face fell. "Daughter, I am your mother. I've regretted it. You must understand me. I carried you for 10 months. Of course, I love you." I gave a hollow laugh. "You bought so much jewelry and villas for Serene Shen, and for me, it's just this bowl of rib soup? Mrs. Shen, can that kind of affection truly be called love?" She quickly tried to explain. "I just thought you didn't need those things." "I needed them. Of course, I did." I looked straight into her eyes, my voice serious. "Whoever dislikes money, in those years, I used to dream of earning lots and lots of money to escape that house." She pressed her lips tightly together, speechless. I continued, "If I remember correctly, Grandma brought the Jiang family members to the Shen house along with clear evidence of their crimes, right? Why haven't they been arrested yet?" she instinctively replied. If they go to prison, it will affect Serene. Noticing my cold gaze, she realized she had misspoken. Her tears began to fall profusely. You and Serene, one I gave birth to with agonizing pain, the other I raised for 18 years. My heart is torn to pieces. How can you be so cruel as to push me to this point? Everything I do is wrong. She burst into tears, but sometimes tears are just worthless. I looked at her with icy eyes. Mrs. Shen, how can you tell a victim that I am making things difficult for you? A person cannot demand everything. I stepped inside the house, slamming the door shut, leaving her standing there alone forever. On the first day of school, Grandma personally drove me to the airport. On the way, a red Porsche suddenly swerved out, aiming directly for our car. If not for the driver's quick reaction, swerving in time and hitting the median, Grandma and I might not be alive right now. The Porsche then crashed repeatedly into several other cars, its front severely damaged. The person in the car was none other than Serene Shen. When the police and ambulance arrived at the scene, they found she had alcohol in her blood. As she was being dragged away, her face covered in blood, she cried and laughed maniacally, her eyes filled with hatred. It was you, that Jiang girl. You made me lose everything. Why didn't you just die in that rural corner? And you rotten old hag, why are you so biased? I'm also of Shen blood. Why didn't I receive any love from you from childhood to adulthood? All of you die. The frantic Shen family rushed over, trying to explain that she was under immense pressure and mentally unstable. Grandma simply uttered a sentence that left my father speechless. My mood is terrible right now. I will take back everything I've given you all. And as for your daughter, let her wait to face court for attempted murder. She was a woman of her word. Before, she had only removed my father from the company, but still allowed him to live a wealthy life. This time, she completely cut off their financial resources, reclaiming everything. She also warned my brother that if he dared to help our parents, he would immediately lose his inheritance rights. For his own benefit, he became indifferent towards his parents. They had to move to a normal residential area. As for the Jiang family, they all went to prison. Everyone thought Grandma was acting cruelly. Only I knew she had said, only by being ruthless will they receive their just deserts. In my final year of university, Grandma passed away. Her health had always been poor, and she had always struggled. On the day she passed, I officially became the head of Jiang Group. I knew I could have taken that position long ago, but I hesitated because I understood that once I sat in that seat, she would feel at peace and pass away. Only when I truly felt she was about to leave me did I resolve to take over Jiang Group. Before her last breath, Grandma held my hand, full of love. I've known you were capable for a long time, but from now on, you must walk your own path. I nodded, trying to hold back my tears. When her hand finally went limp, I burst into tears like a child. The person who loved me most in the world was gone. She gave me love, wealth. She gave me a firm footing and taught me to grow. After she passed away, my father again became greedy, demanding a share of the assets. My brother, who had never accepted my leadership, also joined in. I used my abilities to counter them, leading to their devastating defeat. I even sent my brother to prison for economic crimes. As for the will Grandma left to protect me, I never had to use it. My mother asked, "How can you be so heartless? That's your brother?" I countered with a question. "Do I have a brother?" My mother fell silent. Later, I led Jiang Group to its peak of glory. My name, Quinn Jiang, finally stood alongside my grandmother, Serene Jiang, 2 generations, one legendary tale.